Dewalt DCS391. This is an 18 volt cordless circular saw from Dewalt, which works on the XR 18 volt platform. I think I paid about £139 for this a couple of years ago, and I've not actually had time to review it until now. I do have to say that it is an absolutely fantastic piece of kit. This will work with the newer XR type of batteries, which have been out for quite a few years now. The older version of this that I actually had it for about 10 years and it was absolutely brilliant. This version is a little bit larger, so it does cut a little bit deeper because the blade is that much bigger. The blade on this is 165mm and it is tungsten carbide tipped. Normally with a circular saw, when you're starting the cut, you have to pull back on that lever to move the guard back slightly, but with this one you don't actually need to do that. You can go straight into the workpiece and it will automatically move that back, so that is really helpful because you can keep both hands on the saw. The base plate is actually made from aluminium. The one thing that is a bit confusing is where they've put the dust extraction, and it's right there, and when you plug the vacuum in, it is in the way of the handle slightly. The dust extraction does seem to work, but rather than collecting the dust at source by putting a connector onto the actual guard there, it seems to just vacuum up what's left on the workpiece when you're cutting it. So it's not ideal, and it is in a bit of a stupid place being there. I mean, if you were trying to use this left-handed, it's completely in your way. So you do really have to use it right-handed if you want to use the dust extraction. I mean, I don't think they could have put that in a worse place, to be honest, but it does seem to get rid of a little bit of the dust. On the top there we have the spindle lock, so you can press that in, it will lock the spindle, and that'll allow you to change the blade. You change the blade using the hex key which is supplied in the handle there, and that will simply pull out. So it is very well designed, apart from the dust extraction which is in the way. You can adjust the depth of cut by loosening that lever. You can then adjust the base plate, and then you can lock that in position. So that's very easy to do. If you undo the screw on the front there, you can adjust the bevel for bevel cutting. That will adjust from 0 to 50 degrees. You do also get a rip fence with this. You simply undo that screw there. You can then slide that through and tighten the screw where you want it. A few people that I've spoken to are never keen on cordless circular saws for some reason, and I do believe that is because they've bought a really rubbish make. I'm not going to mention the make, but I did know a guy once and he said that with his 18 volt circular saw he couldn't even cut one cut through a kitchen worktop. I mean, these are so impressive now, they're so powerful, it's just like using a mains powered machine most of the time. The switch on this is quite a good design. You actually need to press that part down there, that's a safety feature, and then you can pull in the trigger. But as soon as you let go of the trigger, the saw stops almost instantly. So it does have an electronic brake, but it's absolutely superb, the speed at which it stops. I'll just demonstrate that now. So that is a really cool feature of the saw, and I'm pretty sure that will stop a lot of people from getting injured when they're using it. And it is very comfortable. You've got a handle on the front there and the handle there that you can grip. So I'm going to take this outside now and I'm going to cut an old kitchen worktop, and I'm going to use a 4 amp hour battery that's fully charged, and I'm going to see how many cuts I can do in the worktop just using the one battery charge. So we've done about 19 and a half cuts in that worktop, which is 40mm thick. That equates to a cut of approximately 12 meters long from the one 4 amp hour battery, which is pretty impressive. Because it's got a tungsten carbide tipped blade, it will quite easily cut through embedded nails, etc. as well. I'm not actually sure if you can get an adapter that fits on there to angle the dust extraction away from the handle, but even then, if you are left-handed, I'm pretty sure that it is going to be completely in the way. So I've just adjusted that for the correct depth of cut, and unfortunately we can no longer plug the dust extraction hose in there. So I do have to say that that is a pretty terrible idea. It will also cut through this piece of 8mm thick acrylic sheet very easily. So this is a saw that's packed with features: the trigger, the tool for changing the blade, etc. It really is a decent quality piece of kit, but it does seem to be let down by the dust extraction port being there. And like I say, I'm not actually sure if there is an adapter to turn that away from there, but I don't remember getting that with the saw. Maybe I was just unlucky. Maybe there's an adapter that goes on there, I'm not sure. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you have and you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel.